Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen.
How are you, my friend?
Well
Welcome.
to quite well.
Welcome back. It's good to see you.
And you.
Thank you. Late night. I'm a little tired today.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was reading a book and I
What?
went late. Yeah.
What do you got? What are you working on?
Believe it or not, you're not going to believe it, but my dad sent me a link to a video the other day.
Video
With Nikki Glazer, the comic,
Uh-huh.
who's funny, hot. And I was like, oh, okay, what's this? And he's like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of you. And then I started listening to him, like, well, that's kind of harsh. You know, she's talking about what a piece of shit she is. And she was blackout drunk every night for a decade. And just fucked dudes like crazy and smoked forever and couldn't stop smoking. Her mom couldn't. Tried everything, the patch, the fucking gum, the this, the that, the da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, yeah, I haven't smoked in 8 years. Never thought about it again. Haven't missed it. Like, what the hell did you do? And she's like, believe it or not, someone gave me this fucking book by Alan Carr, I think his name is, you know, How to Quit Smoking Easy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I didn't believe anything, whatever. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. I read the book, never had another cigarette again, and I promise you won't either if you read the book.
Yeah?
Yeah, and so
It's worth a read?
I'm sitting there having a cocktail, at night. I get this
Cigarette in your hand.
Cigarette in my hand, cocktail, and my dad had sent it a couple weeks ago. And finally I watched it, and read it and watched it, and then I was like, go to Amazon, fine. And I just ordered the book.
Yeah.
And I would send my dad a thing. Fine, I finally watched your stupid video, and ordered the book. I'll let you know how it goes. And so,
How far in are you?
100 pages?
And you think it'll have an effect?
I don't know.
Is there magic in there?
I don't know.
Do you feel inspired to try the program?
I don't know. I'm
Can you describe the program?
I can't. It's
secret. You got to read it.
It's a secret. Yeah. No, I don't know. And they consistently will say, 20 pages in, like, we understand right now you're going, fuck off. No. Just do us a favor, keep reading. There will be little things that they want you to do. Just follow those instructions. They're very easy and pays.
Well, what are some of them?
Instruction like your next cigarette.
Don't put it in your mouth.
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Don't light it.
No. They'll say, take your pack out. Have you ever looked at your pack of cigarettes? Why is it 20 cigarettes? Because of the way nicotine is delivered to the brain and blah, blah, blah. And it wears off almost immediately. And that is, it lasts for 7 minutes. And you get these withdrawals. So this is supposed to be you sleep a certain amount of hours in a day. And a pack a day should be, the guy that wrote the book, by the way.
Fit neatly in the old vest pocket there.
But the guy that wrote the book smoked 100 cigarettes a day.
Wow.
That's 5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Gross.
The guy that wrote the foreword smoked 60 to 80 cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
So it's like, and these guys are like.
So just becoming
like
more aware of shit? Like
no, well, this
aware of what you're doing?
I'm just giving you one example so far. And they're like, have you ever taken a cigarette out? Look at it, examine it, smell it. Because people go, oh, I like the smell, I like the taste. No, you don't. It's disgusting. Everyone knows it's disgusting. You wouldn't want to do it. No one would brag like, well, I only have 3 cigarettes a week because I've got willpower and blah, blah, blah. You would never brag like, I go to the gym once every 3 months. I love it. I love going to the gym once every 3 months. Like, no, it's stupid. It's counter. And so they're breaking down what I'm seeing is they're breaking down all the fears and
all the lies you tell yourself.
That you tell yourself, all the propaganda that's been taught to you, what the reality and the truth is. And so apparently, when you start paying more attention to this stuff, you're supposed to realize, like, oh my God, there's really no withdrawal from cigarettes. There's really, it's, maybe an uncomfortable 5 minutes while that, trickles out of your body, but nicotine is gone almost immediately. That's why you need to keep having more cigarettes. And why people struggle if you don't know these rules and facts about breaking it all down, why people struggle, and 7 years later, like, oh man, I kill for a cigarette right now. Where if you really break it down and understand what addiction is like, what it's doing to you, how it works, how you're lying to yourself, and the unwarranted fears, once you understand all that stuff, you'll just be like, this is stupid. And so everyone that's talked about it, Ellen DeGeneres used this. Tons of celebrities have used it. I'm skeptical as shit because I don't
if it's good
buy a
enough
lot
for
of that
Ellen,
stuff.
Mike.
Right? I like Ellen.
Yeah, she's good.
I like Nick, and hearing Nikki talk about what a fucking junkie piece of shit, blackout, not just fuck dudes, blackout drunk. Like, read this other book, same guy about drinking. It was like, done. And I'm like, okay, well, so it cost me $12 and a few hours to read
Will it
this
stop
book.
your dude habit, though?
Dude, I don't know.
We'll see.
What's my dude habit? Saying dude?
No.
What?
Oh, dudes, all,
Fucking dudes, blackout
dudes.
drunk.
Oh yeah, fucking
That's
dudes.
book
I don't know.
number 3.
I
You're gonna
don't.
do cigarettes, alcohol, and then the dude
And
fucking.
then dude fucking.
Now, dude fucking will be
done-
last, I guess, or what?
Done with dude fucking. I hopefully. I don't know if that's what Alan Carr's easy way to
Does it-
stop dude fucking.
Does it address in the book, though? I mean, honestly, how cool it looks, like in movies.
Yeah.
with
Oh
actors.
yeah. Totally. Totally.
I
cool
actually believe,
smoking
seriously,
looks? Yeah.
I do think it looks like when you get those right actors. I do
Bruce
think it looks
Willis
cool.
squinting,
Right, there's
taking a
something,
draw.
something about it, man. I don't smoke and I never have,
Still
but
there,
I do
Chief.
think it's cool looking. Like it's weird.
It is, but you know what? Hollywood has had a real shift, and I hated this when it was first announced. It's like, you can't smoke indoors. And it was like, oh, it's just an outrage. Fuck you. How dare you? And now
That
it's
has
like,
been so great.
oh
by
my
the way.
God, dude.
You know, not going
it
to a
is.
restaurant bar and coming home just smelling like gas.
Yeah.
It's been really
it's, it's undeniable even for me. Like, this is just rude to do to all these people. It's like, this is the smoking section. Well, the whole place is a smoke. Let's be honest. Smoke
my
just
God.
travels, it lingers, and it doesn't leave. It gets in all the curtains. It
Sure.
gets in everything.
Well, like when I was- I mean, I know
it's
this
in your
is-
hair, but I'd come home, Beth would be like, I smell it in your fucking hair.
Oh,
What? It's just, so I get it. And it's like, I've made the decision that all of you in here are smoking today.
Right.
And it's just going into a mall now or a restaurant. It's like, yeah, this is only right.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was walking down the street, I noticed a lot when I was vaping, because vape is different. It's not smoke in your lungs type of thing. It's not nearly as offensive. I mean, it is to some people, but not nearly. Honestly, it's not.
Right.
But when I'd walk down the street doing that, I noticed smokers. And it was like, you filthy fucking animal. Like someone is 40 feet in front of you having a cigarette. And it's like, you almost want to cross the street.
Wow, look at this.
You know what I
huh?
mean? Like-
this book is working.
No. It's not. It's not. I'm not even far enough into it to know. But I'm not ignorant
Sure.
to how rude it is and how gross it is.
How bad it is for you.
And I know when you stop and your senses come back and they're heightened, your taste buds and your nasal cavity, you can smell better, like just how offensive it really is. And it's, so I look forward to that. I hope it works.
Yeah.
My parents are like, oh my God, that's great. Blah, blah, blah. I said, here's the promise I'll make to you. I'll read every page of this fucking book and I'll do it quickly. Whether it has any effect, I don't know, but I'll read it all. That I can give you.
Will you
That's all I
also
can do.
try?
They claim you don't even have to try.
Damn.
Dude, I know. I didn't write the book. Take it up with the fucking
I want
guy
a
that wrote
book
the
like that about how to get rich.
30
Where I
million
just have to
people
read it
quit
and I don't
now.
have to try.
Yeah. Well, it's a different approach. It's a different tactic, and it's breaking down why all the other ones fail so much. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with addiction. There's way more of a mental thing to it than it is the physical. And so I think a lot of it is more. If you could apply it to a lot of things, probably, but this one specifically I spoke, and my dad goes, that book is in your house already. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, your mom sent it to you 10 years ago. I was like, the same book? She's like, yeah, you never opened it. I was like, oh, sorry about that. I don't know where it is. I ordered another one, so,
It's in a box.
Well,
somewhere.
good for the author.
yeah. I think he's dead.
Oh, well,
Probably from smoking
well, even
related
better
illness.
though. Better for the author's children.
Yeah, family. Yeah, I guess he's got centers all over the world. So, like anti-smoking
What's his name?
center. Alan Carr, maybe?
Never heard of him.
I hadn't either.
Okay.
I mean, apparently I had and forgot. But yeah, apparently he, 30 million people worldwide have quit and rave about it. I don't know. We'll
Hey,
see.
Mark Leibovitz, now's the time to call him at LPL Financial for the investment guidance you deserve. You've worked for years to provide for your family, set aside money for retirement, but do you know if you'll be able to retire on your terms?
could
How
you?
could you know? If you don't have a plan, Mark will help you create a plan and make sure your money is working as hard as you are. And as you know, I work with Merck, so I'd love to meet with you too. Call today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark or Jay to set up a meeting.
You got a little piece on the side there every time you do this?
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Mark giving you a little tasty taste on the
Right.
side every time you do one of
Yeah,
those reads.
yeah, I'm getting it on both ends. It's
Couple
awesome.
nickels there. Well, we had the Democratic New Hampshire vote yesterday.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. Do you still think Joe Biden is in this race?
No, not Biden specifically, but there's certainly room for a moderate, and it's
So cooked, dude.
oh yeah, Biden's done.
Oh.
Biden and Warren now.
Yeah, they're just broke. They don't have the money to.
Andrew Yang dropped out today.
was
Can you believe it?
Devastated. I saw the tweet of the guy going, "I'm literally sitting here crying right now. Part of the Wang gang or something." I'm like,
Hey, this is the only the beginning, guys.
Oh yeah,
Okay, this is-
2024.
That's it.
It's already Wang. Hashtag Wang 2024 is already
It
trending.
honestly is pretty impressive what that dude did in terms
Yeah.
of raising money. He was on the stage every time. You know, you had to raise
Yeah.
a threshold amount.
Was
Others,
he? I thought there was that one.
no, I think he was. Look that up, Isis. I think he made it every time.
Really?
But even if he did miss one, that's still
Well, there was
amazing.
that one. They like rigged it. Remember, people were pissed, and then they had to change all the
Really?
rules because like
Gabbard wasn't on there.
Gabbard wasn't there, Klobuchar wasn't there. Like a lot of people weren't invited. But
Anyway, dude did better than expected, and his little monthly income idea, caught fire there with a lot of people.
yeah, he's young.
Yeah.
He's not an old white guy, and he's got some different ideas.
Yeah.
And believability is what it's all about. Like you've got a known socialist bragging about being a socialist.
Yeah.
This country is not a socialist nation, period. That's why Bernie Sanders
could
scares
be,
a
and-
lot of people. But Bernie's believable. You believe Bernie believes what he's saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Biden just looks like
He's
a
credible. Oh yeah, Biden, man, he looked like just somebody trying to hang on the whole time. Did you see him?
that hairline in the back. Why
it's so
can't they
bad.
just shave it.
Face is so tight.
He just looks. It's
So
just-
now the question is, will a moderate prevail? Will Bloomberg swoop in and save the party and perhaps the country?
Did you see Trump's tweet 2 days ago about him
No.
ragging on his weak golf swing? He's got no club head speed. Mini Mike has no club head speed. Weak drives. Oh my God. I was like, you are
I
a
didn't see that
5-year-old.
one.
You're a 5-year-old, sir. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's just funny. But yeah, seeing these, and Amy Klobuchar needs to get off her pedestal.
You think so?
Yes, she thinks like, well, the people have spoken and we're here and we're not going anywhere.
There's a lane though for either her, Buttigieg, or Bloomberg, and it's going to be decided pretty quickly in the next couple of weeks. But there's potential.
Warren and Biden are done. All Klobuchar did was like
Buy some more time.
she just bought a little bit of time and picked
Could
up
be.
all the moderates. That middle lane that Joe Biden was supposed to occupy.
But dude, that's a real lane. And
do you
and
see
as
her
people
beating Trump?
as people get yes, I do.
Really?
As people get more scared that oh my God, the socialist actually could be the nominee.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot. There's some really really rich people who do not want the economy to change so drastically.
Yeah.
On the Democratic side too. Everybody
Oh,
points
yeah.
at Republicans as the rich ones, but come on.
Yeah.
There's some real elitist blue bloods on that side. And they do not want that to happen. Now, when we were talking about Trump potentially being the nominee back in 2016, we thought, no way will the Republican Party allow this to happen.
Yeah.
The rich people step up and they'll take care of things. And
Yeah,
the
fix
ingrained,
this.
the swamp dweller politicians will take care of this. And I sort of think the same thing on the Dem side right now. Like, I'll believe it when I see Bernie make it through.
They can't.
I think
don't know how they
somebody's
could rob him again. They fucked him over
No.
last time. I don't know how could they do that again?
Well-
there would be riots in the streets if he. If
No,
there was-
I'm not saying they're going to knock him off or steal his votes. I'm just saying.
I don't. I mean, how
know,
else do
I
you
don't-
take him down? He's got more.
What do you mean?
More following than anybody. It's not even close.
If you're able to congeal around somebody though, and go, okay, it's going to be Klobuchar, it's going to be
Yeah.
Buttigieg, Bloomberg with all his money, he could be the guy. I mean, that takes out Bernie. But if everybody comes to a head on a secondary option to Bernie, it can be done. The problem with how it is now, and the problem with how it was with Trump, if you look at it as a problem, is that it was just too separated, and nobody wanted to duck
Yeah.
out, and nobody would get out, and so they kept their slivers, and Trump just kept growing with a 30% or something,
Right.
which
And-
was
and-
better than the tens that aren't
and-
mixed together.
And nobody, and I mean nobody, if you're being honest with yourself, really thought it was possible this guy could actually win. So that separation was even greater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Trump at least proved, holy shit, anybody could technically spark a wildfire and just go wild like he did. Bernie Sanders, he won by 0.1% over Buttigieg, and he's like, he's bragging about a win. He gets 9 delegates. So does Buttigieg. But really, that wasn't that impressive.
Yeah, so
know,
why
and-
don't you think somebody else can take it?
Because I'll give you my weird theory in a second. But, you know, last time when he took on Hillary in New Hampshire, he beat her by 20.
Yeah.
Smoked her.
Yeah. He
And
was
so-
the only other option then, though. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, she was the worst candidate in the history of candidates, and he was the other option.
Yeah, he was the other guy, and he was kind of getting that crazy cult following
Yeah.
blowing up. Pete Buttigieg, you know, they've gone from Iowa to New Hampshire, and now we get into South Carolina, which is where Joe! Exclamation point. Biden is going to roaring comeback because of the black vote.
Yeah.
Buttigieg, I mean, it's going to sound bad, but both him and Bernie do not connect with black voters. And if you're, you know, identity politics is what that side does, and you need the black vote. And so, you know, and Joe Biden's in for another shock too, because his numbers among the black voters falling hard. Like he had 50%, 52%.
Okay, well, where are they going to go? They are going to go to Bernie?
I don't know. I don't know that they're going to go with the gay dude though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
part of
Maybe
the
not.
problem he's
Sure.
having is connecting with African American
Yeah.
voters. Is they're like,
But if they see Biden as a losing cause, why are you going to vote for somebody who you know is going to be a loser? They're going to put it with somebody. Who are they going to go to?
I don't know.
Not the gay guy.
Quentin James, executive director of The Collective, which is a political committee that backs black voters. He was talking to Politico and said black voters are starting to leave Biden now. A
Maybe
big reason-
they act as individuals and assess the situation and decide not as a block,
Right.
but
Well,
as an individual.
Here's what he says.
Maybe that's what
He
happens.
says the reason black voters liked Biden so much is because they thought white voters liked Biden so much. And it was like, okay, we can get behind that. Whitey seems to dig that dude. We can throw our support there. You can beat Trump. But seeing him get smoked, 5th place in New Hampshire, and I'm sorry, that argument of, well, we're not going to do well in New Hampshire. I mean, we got Elizabeth Warren, you know, neighboring state, Bernie Sanders, neighboring state. Like, who gives a shit? Like, someone can't do well in Michigan because someone from Ohio or Indiana is running. Like, what does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter, you know,
Why?
because they're known. They're a known commodity.
But when you're talking about Sanders and Warren, they're known.
Yeah, it shouldn't
everywhere.
matter. Biden is a very known commodity.
Yes.
but that does typically matter in elections if you or these primaries where it takes place. And
Yeah.
how known they are in the region.
Couple of the guys working on Biden's campaign, obviously under the anonymity, because you don't want to be saying anything, but when he was taking his private jet to South Carolina to start Biden for his run there, one of the guys said, an advisor said to Politico, "This is horrendous. We're all scared. I think we're going to make it to South Carolina. I know we're supposed to say we're going to, and we're going to win, but I just don't know."
Yeah, I mean, nothing's played out for him the way people thought it would track. And so why would the South Carolina be some sort of like firewall for him, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like I could totally see just, yeah, I guess the black vote didn't stick together and come through for Biden. You know, you could
Yeah.
totally see that.
Totally. And the black vote is really ticking up for Donald Trump, too.
Really?
Yes, a lot.
Because I saw a video of a guy showing off his shiner after he got punched in the face for wearing a Make 50 Great Again hat that looked like a Make America Great Again hat at his 50th birthday. So,
Really?
yeah, by some black dude.
That's anecdotal.
So,
But
sure.
the polls are saying, suggesting that he's doubled his support with the black community. I mean,
If wearing a hat that represents the president can get you punched in the eye, I'd say there's probably
that happens to a lot of people, though. I mean, as Leon said in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Jussie Smollett.
Yeah. Well, no one ever wears a MAGA hat backwards. They always wear it forwards because
Yeah.
they want to see the ass kicking as it's coming for them. You know what I mean? You want to see it coming. But yeah, you know, I mean, you can run like under the campaign like Biden has, like, you've been wronged by Whitey for so long.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to make good. And Trump's like, fuck it. How about we just make good right now and you get better jobs, better paying jobs. And that message is resonating with some.
I don't see why it wouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, to a reasonable person.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when people are still getting punched in the head for wearing a hat,
Well,
makes me wonder.
I don't
Race
know.
relations are super good between black people and Republicans.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more black Republicans than people want to admit. You know, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you still think Trump is going to get trounced?
I do. I mean, I could see, man, If it's Bernie, no, I'll pull back on it a little bit.
Really?
Just give him
Klobuchar, Buttigieg.
economy is so good. I think Buttigieg or Klobuchar will fucking crush him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I continue to think that.
Wow, I'm shocked by that. I just don't see that. I just don't see it. The support, I don't know. Maybe I'm way wrong.
He barely won before.
I know.
The economy
He
is
lost-
great. I know.
He
I
lost
know.
by the popular vote by 3 million votes.
I heard
love,
that.
I love that retarded argument. It's the dumbest argument ever, but whatever. Anyways, Trump can't seem to get out of his own way still. You know, the whole Roger Stone thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you doing, dude? Just stay. Roger Stone is a piece of shit. Roger Stone's always been a piece of shit. You know, this is a guy that lied to the FBI and
During
you know,
the Mueller investigation.
right, said he didn't leak stuff to WikiLeaks, which was a lie. He did. And so he's facing 9 years in prison. I mean, a little over the top, I would say. I think that's fair. It does seem
It's
a little
strong sentence.
seems a little politically motivated, perhaps. Some of the sentences handed out to the Michael Flynn's and the, you know, and some of the other people. The other guy in solitary confinement, that other piece of shit, for taxes.
Oh yeah. I can't think of his
Trump's other guy, the other idiot. You know, and when you look, it's like, that's weird. That dude's in jail in solitary confinement for tax issues from a decade ago, and yet, you know, the biggest piece of shit con man on planet Earth, Al Sharpton, is spending 160 days in the White House with Obama and owes what, 17 million in back taxes. So you can understand where people go,
Manafort.
Paul Manafort, thank you. Seems a bit off. You know, to do a middle of the night raid on this 70-some-year-old dude's house, and come in guns up and arrest this guy and haul him off to jail and for, you know, a lie he told.
CNN cameras on the scene.
On the scene,
Yeah.
there before the feds got there. And talking about 9 years for egregious lie to blah, blah. It's like, dude, we know the amount of these assholes that are lying to Congress and lying to the feds.
Hey, what do you want for Jussie Smollett though for lying if he goes?
I think
So you
Jussie
got it
Smollett is
indicted?
a way different story. And we'll talk about that next. But I think that's a totally different level. I just, you know, people, I think Trump is so dumb to even mention this. Because the fact is, you don't have any say what the judge sentences him to. You know, we had a bunch of federal prosecutors quit that were working on this case. 3 of them were part of the Team Mueller report. They were Mueller's lawyers, so people can point to that, whatever. Over the decision to not recommend jail time when they had previously recommended all this jail time for Roger Stone. And so now they're like, Bill Barr came down and was like, yeah, no, we think it's fucking way overdone and too much, and so we don't recommend jail time. The judge can still do whatever they want. She can sentence him to whatever she wants. And Trump has no say in that, neither does Bill Barr. But the fact is, so the judge goes, okay, I'm giving him 20 years in prison. Trump goes, pardoned. The next day, pardoned. It's over. He could pardon anyone. He could pardon Stone anytime. So why jump into this? Get involved. Do tweets bashing the other side.
It's weird, man.
Like, dude, what are you doing? You're having a successful few weeks here. The Democrats have shit all over themselves in the Iowa caucus. People you thought were going to be running against you are dropping out and are looking like shit. What are you doing teasing this billionaire's golf game? What are you doing wasting your time with the Roger Stone
I get
shit?
the golf troll. Like I get that more than I do the Roger Stone comments.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because it's a fucking game playing and his base loves it. Absolutely love it. But this is like, nobody gives a shit about Roger Stone. You know, the base isn't like fired up that, oh God, save Roger
No.
Stone, you know?
No, him and
Let,
Paul Manafort.
let him
were
rot,
the-
whatever.
They were the hires when I went, oh my God, this guy's a fucking retard. He's retarded. He has a giant tattoo of Nixon's head in his
I know,
back.
I know.
I mean, fuck. And that hair alone should be.
The eyes are off-putting. They're beady,
Yeah.
they're soulless.
Is it goat-like? No, they're not goat-like.
Which one?
No, they're opposite of goat. They're too close together, man. They're like
See-
Frank Reich.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah. See, I think his hairline is worthy of at least 6 months in prison.
I don't like him,
Federal.
his giant head, or his beady little eyes.
Hairline's awful, you're right.
Yeah, and it's like a bad plug job. It's like just pull that whatever off there and start over. Like there's better techniques nowadays than whatever you did back then when you
The
got
spray.
AstroTurf.
Remember the spray paint?
It
Remember
almost
that
looks like
infomercial? Look at that, man. Yeah, it's all the face is too crunched in, right?
Yeah, it
too
is.
close together. Look at that. Look at that woman on his arm.
Yeah, hot.
Woo!
If you spread his face out a little bit, could he pull off a George Bush? Could he pull off a W impression? You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's of that era. You know, the pinstripe suits and the tie. Like he's living in the '90s, like mobster cool suits.
Yeah,
Him and Manafort are the same.
Yep. And the hairline, you're exactly right. It's too. Oh, look at that
Look at
plugs,
that.
man. Yeah. Just let it go, man.
Yeah, wear a hat.
You're an older gentleman.
Yeah, it's not natural.
I guess you don't pull the puss like on his arm if you,
Hell
if
yeah.
you're bald or something, right?
Look at her. Got the
I know.
short
She's
cut.
doing the same thing. All pulled back,
Yeah,
part of her face,
It's all tight. Yeah.
but she's betrayed by her neck, isn't she? By so many.
Yeah.
Just like so many are.
When is a plastic surgeon going to get a hold of the neck?
I know.
And do something
It's
about it?
so critical. You got these big fake boobs sitting there. You got the tight face, and then you got this old turkey neck
Yeah.
in between.
And they can't seem to do anything about. Why can't you just pull that thing back?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
Make it taut.
Maybe it's because women, like when they're looking in the mirror or something, they're leaning forward, they don't notice.
Yeah.
And then when they're out in public, look at that.
Yeah.
No, hon, you look great.
Betrayed by the neck.
Yeah.
Those big fake boobs.
And the hands too. The hands.
The
look-
Yes,
nipples
the
are,
hands.
look at the nipples. Like the nipples are like hard. You can see. Or can you not see it? No.
Look at him like, yeah,
Really?
you're
Do I
jealous.
have to?
You're jealous. He's got that look on
I
his
know.
face like, yeah, you don't want to bang her. Yeah.
You're righty.
I mean,
Can you, oh my God, they are.
Eyebrows. Oh, God.
Yeah, I bagged this one. Jealous much, boys? No, we're not. Yeah, it does make for a good case, and I understand why the Donald would be pissy about his guys going down. When you look at James Comey, James Clapper, to me, that fucking piece of shit is the worst case example of lying to the feds. And who cares? He's on the right team. He's on the right team. I mean, multiple times he lied. And this is a guy, former National Intelligence Director. And he has blasted Trump at every fucking turn. But he, the statute of limitations ran out after 5 years. So like a year ago, I believe it was, a year and a half ago. So he can't even be prosecuted for anything now. But so he gave false testimony, if you remember, and there's video everywhere of that. Does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans? No, sir, not wittingly. That is such a point-blank lie. It's scary. He lied to Congress about leaking details on the Steele dossier. Part of that got going. He said a report from the House Intelligence Committee published last May said Clapper had leaked to CNN's Jake Tapper details of a briefing regarding the Steele dossier given to Obama and Trump. He flatly denied discussing the dossier or any other intelligence related to Russia hacking of the 2016 election with journalists. He then backtracked later. He subsequently acknowledged, okay,
Oh, there's
discussed it
that
with
one, yeah.
CNN's Jake Tapper and maybe a few other journalists, maybe a few others. And then for that, he since was then given a contributor contract with CNN a few months later. And I don't know if he's still there or if he's with MSNBC. Most of those guys are at one of those two now, acting like experts and constantly blasting this administration for lying to Congress and they need to go to prison. Like, dude. Jussie Smollett.
Ah,
Give him credit. Guy won't back down. I mean,
it's my story.
It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I ain't do shit. He is so dead to rights, dude.
Well, the Nigerians have flipped on him, right?
Yeah,
100%.
early. It's my favorite part of that story.
The Nigerian brothers.
The Nigerian brothers, who the best part, because I was, obviously when these indictments get dropped down on him out of nowhere, like they did yesterday, all the stories are going to go, oh, here's the details again. I'm like, I forgot how insane this story was. Like, insane.
going to Subway at what 2
2
in the morning, coming back from
Yeah.
Subway at 2 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2
It was one of
necessarily,
the
but
coldest evenings of the year, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was the coldest evening of the year in
Minus 40
Chicago.
wind chill or
He would have
something.
been bundled up, with a hat on or something with Subway or whatever, and they
Here come two MAGA wearing MAGA hat wearing guys.
that know him
light
from
skin.
the show, and that he's getting like
Yeah.
all
recognized him
This is
from the
MAGA
show.
country. Really? Downtown Chicago?
Recognized him from the show, called him the N-word and a faggot.
The
Just
amount
happened to have some bleach and rope on him at the time. Were able to pour bleach on him, put the fake noose around his neck, beat him up.
The noose that he then wore for several hours.
Several
while the
hours, yes.
Police were
The
interviewing
amount
him.
of circumstance that just had to happen. Like who would even know? Like, I know Empire was kind of big, but not everyone watches
He was
TV.
a small part in that. Like
And,
he was like the son of the lead or
There's
something.
that fag from Empire, and he's black.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we gotta beat him up.
This is MAGA country.
Yeah.
Downtown Chicago.
This is MAGA. They actually said that, yeah. But then the best part of that story is the cops started. Well, first when they went there, you're right, Jay. He was still wearing the rope. They're like, you can take that off now. It's got to be a little insulting, and he did. And then they're like, well, let us go through your phone.
Oh, no.
No, you can't go through my phone.
Hey, criminals, guess what?
Yeah.
They're going to go through your phone.
There's going to be a digital imprint there, son. It's gonna be kind of revealing. So that was the first, like, why would this victim not want us to be able to trace, to corroborate his account, trace his moves and whatnot, or whatever information we can gather from this?
I can see why people would be very suspicious about
Sure.
handing over their phone, though.
Yes, and he was worried. And can you imagine the amount of dick pics on that phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to. Truthfully, even like me, unless I really felt it was, I would try to not do it if I didn't have to.
And even if that, and say that really happened to
Right.
you, you'd be like, dude, it fucking happened, and I'm not giving you my phone. There's
Yeah,
other
I'm
evidence
the fucking
here.
one
Like,
calling you saying this
Yeah.
happened to me.
Or you could even go, hey man, I'm not comfortable without my lawyer being here or something. I don't want you guys. The amount of my dick and dudes' assholes and the amount of me blowing
troubling.
dudes.
I'll admit that.
I mean, life is better for the gay, especially in entertainment, but yeah, I don't want these getting leaked out or something. So if my lawyer can be there, I can be there and just kind of,
Although,
you could see, I get that, but it did to them seem a little odd, like, okay. And so they started to have their doubts about his story. His story wasn't making much sense.
I think a lot of doubts also happened when they looked at security footage over the area he talked about and saw none of these three men in the
well,
area
they
or
did
doing
find
it.
them, and that this is the best part of the story, the absolute best part of the story. They're like they released that grainy video of the whatever brothers, the Nigerian brothers, and they got him there, and so they called Jesse in before they released it and said, "Found this video, it might corroborate your thing. Does this look?" He's like, unequivocally, absolutely, those are the two guys that jumped me, blah blah blah. And they're like, whew, okay, very good. At this point, they already had identified the Nigerian brothers,
Yeah.
had them in for questioning, and these dudes were already flipping on fucking Justin. So now he just basically went, absolutely, that's them. Unbeknownst to him, they're in the next room, undoing his whole fucking story. So I mean,
Jesse.
to me, and he went on Good Morning America crying.
Sure.
Meanwhile, they're interviewing the brothers. It's just the best. So yeah, how they were paid to carry out the attack and blah blah blah. He wanted more. He thought it would lead to a bigger contract, more notoriety. I mean, just self-serving, selfish
Wasn't there
bullshit.
stuff like what was the other thing? Like, were they like wearing the there was something like there was a few things like he had video of him buying the rope, or I don't remember what the deal was, but
Yeah, I
like,
think they had receipts.
They had
and stuff.
receipts.
like just sitting there, right? Like
And
the
they had
rope
text
bought-
messages with him where he was paying them. He paid them a check for
Yeah.
like $1,500, and it was like, oh, that's for a training session or something, because they're trainers. And it's like, yeah, that's not what that was. And there they are buying all the shit and all the stuff, and
Nylon rope,
yeah.
bleach.
And then his lawyer, Jussie Smollett's, went on GMA and accused these brothers of dealing like Nigerian steroids. They're like, what? What?
The best kind.
Yeah, of course. And then remember, they pulled up that picture of one of the brothers from years ago at Halloween, and he appeared to be in whiteface. He was going as the Joker.
Yeah,
so
that's
he
right.
kind of had the little bit of white face paint on, and then the big red smile or green
Yep.
smile or something. They were like, well, he's known to do whiteface, so we think perhaps the story is he was in
He was
whiteface,
wearing whiteface during this attack.
which is why he appeared maybe Caucasian to
Oh
Justin.
my God.
It's
Just come clean, man.
yeah, just stop it. And the lawyer for these Nigerian brothers at the center of the Smollett hoax say they are prepared to testify at his trial. they will not feel vindicated unless the actor is found guilty of lying to police, which is it's good. It's the Osundero brothers.
All right, so now that he's facing real jail time, and
Yeah, there you go. There's his white face.
and these charges will not be dismissed like they were before,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The move is, and it always has been, for him just to be like, yeah, I had Trump derangement syndrome, essentially. You know what I mean? You
not
don't
a-
have to, you
it's
don't
not
have
a
to
bad
phrase it like
argument.
that, but just like things were crazy. You know, the media was crazy. I got a little too crazy about it, and
I'm
please
horribly
forgive me.
embarrassed.
Yeah, horribly embarrassed. Please forgive me.
I don't
You know,
know
I'll
that
go sit
that
on a ranch
works.
and
I don't know that, like, I don't see the damage really in, Roger Stone going, oh yeah, I didn't talk to WikiLeaks. I didn't get anything from that. But this to me has personal, and you could say there's much damage. Oh my God, I get that. But I mean, like, the way the country is right now, the division between races, we find out more times than not, if you look at them, all these, oh my God, the guy came by and ripped the towel off my head and called me a fucking Arab, and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, this happened to me. I was beat up because I was black, or I was jumped because I
yeah,
was...
there's been plenty of hoaxes.
There
that's
has
for
been
sure.
so many hoaxes, and it keeps happening. And these things fall apart under an hour of questioning. These people don't think this through enough. Their stories don't make sense 5 minutes into questioning. You've got very well established law enforcement that know what they're doing and blow these things right up. It hits the papers for 5 seconds and Twitter for 5 seconds, and then it's gone. And nobody...
Here they are buying the ski masks and stuff. It's just so funny to think about. Like,
Yeah, all laid out right there.
I know.
right?
Here it is. Why don't people buy these maybe at different stores even? Like, you know what I mean? In a way, like, how suspicious can you get? 2 ski masks, 4 sets of gloves, please.
No,
Yeah.
a thing of rope.
Right.
Rope, an axe,
Yeah.
some duct tape.
Yep,
It's like, dude,
nothing
a
suspicious
shovel.
here.
I'll have a spade shovel, an axe,
Oh, yeah, like, look, just
garbage
A
bags,
lead
duct
pipe,
tape.
a candlestick.
why don't you just be looking at a fucking piece of like paper with check mark? Yep, got the face mask. Yep, got the gloves. Yep, looking good.
I would think that cashier would be like, yeah, these guys just came in and bought a couple face masks.
That definitely warrants a call.
know what I mean?
Honestly,
Some ski mask in downtown Chicago.
Can we just note the time on the camera stamp,
right.
just so we, in case this comes back around? That doesn't implicate Jussie though. You
I
what
know,
mean?
I
Like,
know,
that's-
but it's just kind of
if-
funny to have that image.
And the fact is that they would have all that stuff on them. They'd be out on the streets at 2 a.m. Because remember, Jussie knew them, but his flight was delayed that night. It was held up because of bad weather. And so he was supposed to get in much earlier. And so what are the odds that at 2 a.m., just going out for a little stroll in minus 10-degree weather?
I know it's late, but let's just stick with it. Stick with it. Don't do it tomorrow. I mean, just
Or no, that it wasn't supposed to happen or whatever, but they just stumbled onto him. It's like, oh, they found him at 2 a.m. and had all the shit with him, and it's just remarkable. So, but yeah, to my own point, I think it's very damaging to the country. There are a tremendous amount of people
course, yeah.
who think this is a setup. He's just another African American who can't get a break in this country. But he's gay, doesn't help. Just more of taking advantage of
does
him.
anybody really think that anymore?
I think enough people do.
Even the supporters, aren't you going, oh, God, oh, Jesse.
Yeah, but it just furthers a narrative that, I wish they would start hammering people. Like the NFL saw
he
an issue.
He deserves jail time for sure.
The NFL saw an issue years ago with people getting cute and streaking on the field. And they went, you know what? We're not showing this anymore. We're not acknowledging that's going on. You're going to get your ass sacked by a player or a fucking cop on the sideline. You will get no publicity from this. You'll be arrested and taken to jail. And it rarely happens now.
Super Bowl.
Just sent
See the
a
chick at
message.
the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
by the way, you'd be stupid in this day and age if you're a social media person to do what she did. Like, you'd be dumb not to. What is it? What's the
I know.
big deal?
Right.
What do you get
Yeah.
arrested for? What's the
There,
charge really?
And that's the one place you can do it, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because even though the NFL's not going to show that on camera, there's 8,000 journalists there that are desperate for a story.
And
They're
if
going
you're
to
a
take
hot
pictures
chick, it's
Yeah.
a story for sure.
in half panties or whatever she was in. And she's the next day is just another one of the million Super Bowl stories. So probably good for her. But it is possible to send a message and go, Yeah, dude. Remember that guy? I know you're thinking about that. You think that'll be easy, but remember Jesse Smollett, who got fucking 6 years in prison for pulling that shit and dragging it out and lying to the cops and then lying on TV and trying to ruin these guys' life? You know, those poor Sundero brothers. They can't get work out. They can't fucking get clientele anymore.
Just want to do some burpees, you know?
Exactly. You know, it's very, very hard for them. The pair have not been able to earn a living for a year. Through personal training because clients make appointments with them for the sole purpose of getting close to them or asking questions about the case. You know,
That is
so
funny.
they just want to do some down ups and some fucking bench presses, and people are like, dude, come on.
Hey, you know, the hourly rate is the
I would
hourly
take the
rate.
money, man.
Whether I'm training you or
Yeah.
telling you my story.
Yeah, that's true.
Be easier to tell.
They
the
find
story.
it difficult to engage with the community in Chicago, can't go to church. They want to go to church, can't.
This is such bullshit.
They can't go to the grocery
Who
store
even
without
really-
being singled
for the
out.
most part, who's going to even recognize it? I wouldn't have
Dude,
known what they
I
looked
forgot
like.
what they looked like
Right.
already.
They're pretty. If you saw those two together, these two fucking gigundous Nigerian
well,
brothers,
just separate. Hey, guys, just separate.
they're bros,
Go.
man. They're used to being together, a team. I'm just saying, according to their attorney, it's how they could go to the grocery store.
There are victims here, Mike. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
The brothers have always admitted they went along with Smollett's alleged hoax plot, but because they never made any statements to police about it, they were never charged.
Yeah, what is
So-
this?
Yeah, there you go.
the fuck is that?
Wearing little hoods.
Who's done a better job working out?
Why is there a zipper on there? Like, there's a zipper on that.
There is a zipper? Where's the...
Is this a
The
zipper?
white
Maybe
pin's
not.
a zipper? I don't know what that is.
Maybe
man.
it's not.
Where does one buy
What's the
that?
purpose of that?
It's like something Alan Walker wears on stage, right?
Yeah, you're right. A DJ could see wearing that. or
Who's in
something.
better shape, Jay? Who's done a better job?
Looks like the dude on the right is
I
a
know
bit
he's
more
bigger.
pumped, right?
Yeah, he's more puffed up. I would say that looks more Nigerian steroided to me than the guy on the left. The guy on the left just looks like
It's more natural.
he's physically working out the right. He's not trying to overdo it.
Yeah, I mean, which one would you rather look like? The guy
left,
on the left.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the hood even looks better on him.
I would agree.
You know what I mean?
His eyes look more sympathetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like a nicer man than the man on the right.
Absolutely.
The other guy looks like
I think
kinda
he's
has a
He's got some
fat
mystery
head or
to him,
something.
too, the guy on the left.
I think his belly button looks better.
I would agree.
I think his abs look more in shape. Now, top left, stage left, top, there's a little knot there.
It's really hard to say which abs are better. I mean, they're both outstanding, Mike. I mean,
Do you think they have a V? Do they have the dick V?
Of course they have the V.
They do.
Yeah.
I like the less tattoos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the guy on the left wins hands down.
He almost looks like Tracy McGrady, the guy on the left. Doesn't he?
I really feel
Yeah. I
Huh?
see a little Tracy in there, sure.
I mean, a hooded, mouth-covered, nose-covered Tracy McGrady.
Right.
I really
Like to
feel
see what
bad
a
for black
basketball
guys,
is here.
honestly. Or anyone really with like that skin color for tattoos. It's
Here,
just
where
a
are you going
bitch.
here, E?
It's a bitch. You can't get really what you want.
I think
a lot
that
of
looks pretty
times.
cool, though.
Yeah,
you know,
Sometimes it
'cause
does, but
it's
I'm saying,
muted.
but sometimes, but like you don't have the option to do anything you want.
Yeah.
You are limited
Well,
in options.
I don't know. I'm kind of with Jay on this one. Like,
Or
in
it's
the
more
beginning-
muted. It doesn't, like, pop
But-
like
but-
on a
but
pasty white dude.
You might want
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying. But you,
What if you're lighter skinned?
okay, I'm just saying for dark skinned people, I feel
So
bad. for them
Nigerians shouldn't
personally.
be able to get tats?
No, I'm not.
All right, that's the message.
Not
of
what I
this.
said.
E's
What I said is
message.
I actually have sympathy for them because they're not allowed to.
He doesn't like black people, especially Nigerians.
Nigerians.
With tattoos.
He thinks tattoos should be banned in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's what I said exactly.
Well, his tattoos are a bad example. Do not judge all Nigerians and their tattoos
I just
Based
know
on
based
his.
on him.
It's not his. I'm just saying I know what you can do with the skin, and it's just the options are not as high to me.
It's a
don't
good
know.
observation.
Is it?
It is. They're muted. I understand what he's
If you
saying.
Yeah,
want-
I
and
did,
that-
and I thought they were ridiculous at first. I was like, dude, what are you doing? You need a sleeve. You can't even see it. But now I'm with you. I like, there's kind of something artsy and cool. I'm
Yeah.
dead serious.
What a sheep!
It's not a sheep at
add
all.
some
You just
texture.
said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Do you really think I just based that statement on what Jay just said?
Kinda.
Really? Are you out of your mind? I think black dudes look cool in tattoos.
I think that
I
feel
thought it
bad
was
for
weird
them.
at first. I kind of had your racist opinion, but now I've evolved a bit, and I'm like, you see, it's so normal. You see it so much, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of dope, man. LeBron James looks
Again,
dope with his tattoos.
I actually said I had sympathy for them. Not I was saying they should.
They don't
get
need
them.
your
those
sympathies.
people, those people do not require your sympathies.
If they want to get a cool Simpsons tattoo, they can't really do it.
Hey, this segment is brought to you by Mayor and Company Accountants. If you dread handling your personal or business taxes as much as Isis dreads going to Nigeria and hanging out with black people, then let Kyle Mayer handle all that shit for you. Kyle's a pro. You can trust him. Don't waste your time trying to figure out all those damn forms, numbers, and tax deductions. Leave it all to Kyle. Call him today, 248-521-0016.
Wrapping those guys up, the other side of this, the Jussie Smollett argument from his lawyers is, after more than 5 months of investigation, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has not found any evidence of wrongdoing whatsoever related to the dismissal of the charges against Mr. Smollett. Rather, the charges were appropriately dismissed the first time because they were not supported by the evidence. The attempt to re-prosecute Mr. Smollett a year later on the eve of the Cook County State's Attorney election is clearly all about politics, not justice, right? They're a month out. They're not on the eve. They're 2 fortnights from that election. I can see where you're making that argument. Here's the argument I have, though. If Jussie Smollett is the victim, as he swears he is, he's just a poor victim of racism and homophobia. That's it. Then why on earth would he agree to waive his $10,000 bail and let them just keep that? Why on earth would he agree to 100 hours of community service? The victim. Why would he settle and go, yeah, I'll do community service as the victim? As a black homo,
I know.
Why would he go? And by the way, we're not going to tell the public until he's already done that service, which he'll be doing at Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Coalition charity.
Nice.
So how tough do you think that community service was for Jussie Smollett?
Dude, the move is to fall on the sword if you're him. People would totally forgive him. Like he would honestly, he would be embraced by the left. He really would. If he was just like, you don't agree?
No, I believe it.
I said I
You're
believe
just
it.
like, I just went out of my mind for a minute there.
I mean, when was this?
I didn't know what
Things
to
were
do.
crazy. Trump. Trump.
Just say Trump.
Trump. And everybody be like, yes, Jussie, come here. Give me a
Yeah,
hug.
we get it. We've all
Yes.
almost lost our shit too. I wanted to.
I've been yelling at the sky last night, so...
And then once it started, the ball rolling, I didn't know what
Totally.
to do.
That-
I figured if I came clean, that it'd be a victory for Trump, and Trump would be using it in his favor.
Not only do you avoid jail time, but I'm telling you, he would be embraced. He would.
He might.
There'd be such sympathy toward that dude.
Yeah,
That's the move.
And then to go, I feared if it came out, I'd never act again. I spent my whole career trying to do this, and Trump ruined that
Trump.
by being
Trump.
Trump.
I mean, Trump is the president.
Trump.
Just
Trump.
say it a bunch of times, and it'll be
I said it from the beginning. Blame Trump on this.
Yeah, you
And
can blame
you'd be
Trump for
fine.
anything.
You'd be fine.
You wet the bed last night? Just thinking about Trump half the night. I got scared, wet the bed. What shit, Trump. It's Trump's fault.
See our boy, our guy Drew Pearson, the Hall of Fame failure,
The Hall of
Fameless
receiver
is back in the
Cowboys.
news today. You see him?
No, was he crying again?
He called Mel Tucker, the new Michigan State head coach, a con man.
Oh.
Yeah, because Mel Tucker recruited his kid his nephew to go to Colorado.
Oh.
And then Mel Tucker up and left Colorado to go to State after 1 year.
I'd say that's con
He's
man.
a con man.
Con man.
Drew Pearson.
Oh, Drew.
Is he appearing via satellite again and crying from his living room?
I have not followed too much of the Michigan State saga with the basketball coach.
football coach.
Yeah, D'Antonio, the search for the football coach.
Yeah, it was a
I know
shit
they-
show, dude, for
Yeah,
about
it
a
was-
week there. Well, it's only been a week, but for about 3-4 days, it's been a shit show.
What's the Cincinnati coach's name again?
Luke Fickle?
Luke Fickle. And that whole
Turned out to be
story.
quite fickle.
Michigan State sent to that interview like some chick to like help smooth out, like, okay, you've heard some stuff, but everything's cool.
Yeah.
And he
Well, that
was
was
just worried about the culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Turns out, like, the sources are saying, like, because that was their guy. That's the
guy.
That's
Yeah.
the guy they wanted, and it was like, even he was like, yeah, too
know.
hot
know.
over there. And so I don't know, I didn't know who else was like Robert Saleh.
Well-
they requested an interview with him, and they were like, yeah, he's happy with the 49ers.
And they also, I guess the second choice to Luke Fickle was this Mel Turner, or Tucker. I keep saying Turner.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker was their second choice, and they talked with him, and he turned him down. But then when Fickle turned him down, and he knew he had him by the balls, he's like, oh, we could talk again.
Really?
Doubled his salary.
No shit.
Yeah, backed up the truck.
So
man.
wait, is this when he left Colorado?
He just left Colorado to
Oh,
come to State.
so he just became a con man.
Yes.
So he's a new con man.
Yes, Drew was
Okay.
all over the news today, yelling
Did
about
this
it.
happen 2 days ago? Because
Last night.
I thought I saw something on the news or something in the Free Press or the Detroit News. It was like, we are not going to hire a con man at Michigan State, or we're not going to hire a.
No, the
What was
phrase
that?
is like a waffling
Yeah.
waffling flake.
What was that about?
That was one of the board members, trustees, who's been more outspoken in the media about the search process. I think he went
okay.
on Stoney and Jamie and Stoney.
Okay.
And that was his quote. Like it was sort of a dig at Fickle.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to have people waffle and this and
Yeah.
that.
Puss out on it. Be a pussy. Be a man. You're a
Yeah.
football coach, for Christ's sake. I have to ask your wife, Amy, about it. Shit. Christ. We're throwing a fucking buckets of money at you, man. Just come
No,
to
if
the
you're
football
Fickle
team.
though, and you know the next job is going to be huge, right? Because he's kind of the flavor. These coaches, you know, they got to
yeah.
strike when the iron's hot.
Sure.
He's had some good years at Cincinnati. He's known as like this assistant who came
saw
out of
this-
Ohio State.
Yeah.
He's one of these guys, right? Next on the list. And
This
so
happened with Western Michigan's coach recently, right?
Yeah.
Who I can't remember his name,
I
but
can't think of it, but row the boat, baby, row the boat.
Utah's coach. We've seen this with these kind of smaller schools. All of a sudden they get
Hot name.
Yeah.
And so he just, because at least the report is the culture and the concerns about the culture and all the media focus on that. He just didn't see that as the next stepping stone. His next stone should be big, but
Yeah,
wanted
I-
to pass on this one.
There's like 180 D1 colleges in America. Like, why Michigan State or nothing for Cincinnati? Like, why not go be
Yeah.
Florida's or USC's or whoever else is having? There's always a big team out there. If he's the guy, just go to.
Yeah, but some of these guys,
Numerous
they
programs.
specialize in regions, right? So he's been with Ohio
Recruiting.
State and I think was with maybe even Michigan State early on as like or I'm getting them mixed up. I know
Robert Sala was.
I know Tucker was a grad assistant at State. He started his career at State.
That's Robert Sala too.
Yeah.
Was a grad.
So there, that whole Tressel coaching tree with
Mm-hmm.
D'Antonio and all that in Ohio State and Saban, they all had
Yeah.
tons of assistants working under them and shit. And Fickle was one of those, and so was Tucker. So they're big in the region, and so to recruit a region is obviously important.
Well, in Colorado, I want to say they had a decent year last year.
No, I think they were 5-7.
Were they?
They've
were
been
they,
bad for a few
They
years.
were really bad though, and then they've started.
I think they were 5-7 their last 3 years.
Well, that's your guy.
Yeah. Well, he had 1 year at Colorado.
Okay, so he had 1 5-7 year.
Yeah.
This guy had one.
And he'll probably have a 5-7 year next
Look
year.
at your boy
honestly.
Drew Pearson over here.
There he is.
Showing off letting the waitress. This is an article.
Hell yeah.
Where he let a waitress wear his Super Bowl ring.
Why not?
I mean, look at that.
Drew Pearson.
God, people asking these guys to wear their rings. I don't know if you
I'm
saw.
sure he's just trying to,
The non-inductee. Look at him. Man.
he's trying to fuck her though. But
Yeah, he probably did. Probably did.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Do you think she walked up and went, "Oh my God, you guys! I just see the Drew Pearson.
That's Drew Pearson.
That is Drew Pearson, number 88. Hello."
Well, yeah, because he's probably wearing his hat and everything.
Yeah.
Like, Pearson 88.
Yeah, the cat
Or,
cat or whatever.
or do you think one of the cooks who, at 60 years old in the back went, "Motherfucker, is that Drew Pearson in your booth?"
Shit.
That's Drew Pearson. He's wearing his ring. Of course, he's wearing his ring. He's probably wearing his jersey. Probably wearing pads and cleats. I watched. It's funny. These guys. I watched. After the Super Bowl, they had a couple specials that came out, and there's a new one that came out. The Great Brady Heist. You heard about that? Do you remember him? His jersey getting stolen.
Wasn't it like a Mexican reporter or
Yes.
something? Yeah.
Well, his jersey got stolen. Super Bowl 49, which was
It was that sweet comeback, right? It's against
yes,
Atlanta, I think.
Atlanta. So it was indoors, so there's no grass stains or anything. His Super Bowl 51 jersey, which was stolen by the Mexican guy, I mean, that was on grass. I mean, it's got very noticeable stains. And these collectors, are trading and with each other and, "Oh, what do you got? What do you got?" And they'll send pictures to each other and it's like, "I got fucking, this is game worn by Joe Montana's rookie season," and there's ways to identify that. And these guys got incredible collections. But this dude, it was like worked at this big paper in Mexico. It was like, and didn't do shit. He was like the boss. And then when there's this dude who covers the NFL every year till it gets to the Super Bowl. And when this guy was hired, it was like, I cover all Super Bowls. I go personally to those games, and he just goes there and takes pictures with players on the field. He's getting selfies. He's got all these selfies with Tom Brady. Here he is wearing so and so's ring. He's got.
Never writes about it, reports about it, whatever. He just has a
No,
credential.
He's just got them on his walls
Yeah.
at home, plastered. And he ends up going in and he's like bragging to this other collector. Yeah, I've got Von Miller's helmet from the Super Bowl 50 or 52, whatever it is. And they're
Wow.
like, he's the MVP of the Super Bowl. How do you have the MVP of the Super Bowl's helmet? Turns out he was in there and nabbed his fucking helmet. And Brady is in the locker. They got him in the locker room after the Super Bowl, and he's sitting at his locker, and he still has his pants on and just a T-shirt. He's like, he's going through
my
his bag. He's
jersey?
like, hey, man, you see my jersey anywhere? And they're like, huh? And he's like, I absolutely put my I wanted to take that home. I put my jersey in my bag, and it's not here. And so the FBI, the NFL get into this. They're looking through Fox cameras, and they're just trying to identify anyone who doesn't belong. Anyone, like, but this guy's so brazen. He's in the locker room celebrating with the team. His tie, he's got it covering the front part of his laminate, which just says press, but not like locker room press. There's a difference between having a field pass and then having access to the locker room. And so he just walk in. No one's really paying attention. There he is. There he is with his tie covering it. Yes, I'm just going to walk in there. Yeah.
That's a smart move, man, if you're trying to slip on in.
And they said these, you know, he's taking a selfie with Brady. And these locker rooms are so excitable, and there's so much movement and so many people. No one's really paying
And
attention.
he doesn't look like fanboy, right? He just looks like middle-aged guy,
Dude.
reporter guy.
Yeah. He fucking
Yeah, it blends in like crazy.
nabs his jersey, flies to Mexico, and he's got pictures of it he's sharing with this guy. And so this trader, younger guy in America is like, holy shit, that really does look like Brady's Super Bowl 51 jersey. You know, that
Well, the story hit pretty soon after the game, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like Brady's missing his jersey.
Right.
Brady's missing his jersey. And then the dude posts about it like the day after. I mean, he didn't even sit on the thing for any period of time.
No, because he already had a relationship with his collector, but this other collector was like, dude, you're missing this jersey, and this guy might have it. Here was the problem. The Mexican authorities really had to help out. Like, the feds called the Mexican authorities and were like, look, we want this jersey back. Tom doesn't want to press charges. Can you help us, blah, blah, blah. If they went, nah, si,
Yeah.
senor, no, fuck off. But there was so much turmoil between the federales and like the American and the Mexican government. They really went out of their way to do everything they could to
It's
help.
like a big diplomatic move.
It was an
my
international
God.
incident. And here's the thing: had they just said, no, not interested, there's really nothing you could do, because they would have been able to sit and go, hey man, that jersey's worth $80. And reality, a game worn, Super Bowl worn by the winning quarterback, Tom Brady of all people, that's a $500,000 jersey probably in reality. But the fact is, the threads and the stitching, it's $80. He could argue it's $80 worth of material. It's not even a crime that you would ever. So the fact is, you know, when the Mexican authorities went down, and this guy folded immediately, he's like, oh yeah, I got this too. Here, come on in, guys. Gives shit, never did any jail time, just immediately gave him the jerseys back. They were able to take it back, identify it. There are certain things that are on Brady's jerseys, the way he has them cut, hemmed personally for him in the shoulders and the waist. So they were able to go through and identify specifically the grass stains and the patterns, so they know it's his jersey. And then they show Brady at home. It's just stuffed in the corner in like
Sure.
a fucking cup. It's not framed on the wall. It's got like his kids like hand turkeys,
God.
behind it. It's just hilarious. It's like,
All this
dude,
effort that went into that, all the tax dollars spent, presumably.
Probably. Yeah. Crazy though. It's fucking. I love watching that stuff. It's called The Great Brady Heist. I don't know where else it's airing. I think it was the NFL Network, but it was pretty funny to watch.
Hey, Arnold Roofing is a listener-owned business that serves Southeast Michigan and surrounding areas since 1998. They specialize in repairs, replacements, and new roofs. Arnold Roofing has the experience and knowledge to provide you a reliable product backed by quality workmanship and extensive warranties. Get this. They'll do the work with no money down. That means that you pay upon completion, and that means that Arnold Roof is dedicated to your complete satisfaction. So get roofed up proper. Go to arnoldroofing.com for free estimates and more information, or call 248-634-0189.
You know those videos, and we love these videos, Jay.
Videos?
Videos of like the guy in the speedboat, and then when he's going down. There's no holding it. He's just like boom.
Yeah.
There's like a meme of him and stuff. When we see like an accident, car, bus,
Tire,
tire,
wayward tire
I just hear about the guy
on a
the other day.
Brazilian sidewalk.
Some dude the other day got into a car accident, not his fault, slammed into a telephone pole. What do? And then he goes to get out of the car, and there's a down power wire. It had been raining.
Oh, I
and
thought you were going to talk
electrocuted
about
himself.
Xavier Simpson from U of M.
No.
Basketball player.
What did he do?
He got
Smashed a car at 3:30 in the morning
On
and
a
gave
telephone
a false
pole.
name to the
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
Boys will be boys. So.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
play,
Plays basketball pretty well.
Yeah, he does.
But no, this guy stepped out of the car. He survived. He was fine. And then he stepped out of the car onto an electrical. And then his girlfriend found out later that day she was pregnant with his kid. But yeah, so
Jesus Christ.
when it's time to go, it's just.
But then, like, on the same hand, I saw the thing the other day of, like, the truck drivers driving a fucking truck in front of him. Fucking something happens, a big metal
Yeah, dude,
steel
the
beam, and it freaking hit what the steering wheel saves his life.
Yeah,
Dude.
right through the
Like,
windshield.
Jesus, so that's like, it's when it's not your time, but when it is your time, you know.
It's crazy when you see those, and it's because sometimes we've seen those metal bars go right through the middle of the windshield. It's like if that dude's head was 3 inches to the right.
Gross.
Yeah. So anyway, there was a video released the other day, and I wanted you to see it specifically, Jay. It was Perrysville, I believe, Perry County, Ohio State Patrol.
I was going to say, that sounds like Ohio.
Yeah.
Perry County.
It's Thornville, Ohio.
Okay.
And so it's a moment a northern local schools bus overturned. Crash happened actually back on December 19th. And according
Old
to the
news.
old news, well, they just released the video.
Okay.
So the driver of a 96 Mustang, Ford Mustang, failed to stop at a red light and then was smacked into by the school bus. Students are pinned inside the bus, and boy, I don't know, they always say like, well, it seems like it'd be safer with seatbelts, but we don't think it is. So
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
The absence of the seatbelt in the school bus. Interesting choice.
I don't know why that wouldn't apply to us in cars.
Yeah.
Same logic. Well, if you were seatbelted in, maybe you couldn't undo your seatbelt and get
Yeah.
out in time.
You know, if something happens, you don't have to require these kids to have to undo seatbelts. You know,
Right,
it's
'cause-
push buttons and so forth.
You know what I mean? Like, if they flip over and they're just seatbelted in, okay, 1 in a million. What are the odds that someone is he can't get his seatbelt undone and nobody can help him and he just dies in a fiery blaze?
What if they show us, like they do on flights, how to use a seatbelt
know,
before every trip in a school bus? That would be
That's not
appropriate,
bad.
right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Stand up at the
Funniest
front.
thing in the world, dude. I just don't
Regulations,
understand
regulations.
But see, like, we're at least adults in the airplane and we can just ignore, like, whatever.
Speak for
dude.
yourself,
Whoa, I
sir.
read that
Speak
pamphlet
for
every
yourself.
time.
I've seen it so many times. I know it by
I
heart.
know to
could-
put my mask on first, right? Before
of
helping
course.
others.
For assisting others.
Of course, and hopefully that fucking, burden next to you will die off before you have time to get his
And
on.
should we have a water landing between, I don't know, Detroit and Nashville?
Atlanta, right?
I know that the bottom of my seat cushion serves as a flotation device.
And I would hope, since I didn't pay attention to any of that, I was snoozing before she fucking told me how to undo the seatbelt. I know how to put it on. Getting it off, different story. I would hope once we make our water landing
What
in
do I
Lake
do?
Minnetonka,
What do I do? I wasn't listening.
that you would help me go, dipshit. It's your seat is
I
a
would
flotation
help
device.
you, but first I'd have my mask on.
That's well, you don't need your mask. We're outside in a
I'm
water
confused
landing.
now.
We're in Lake Minnetonka,
Okay.
right? And we go down. Will you at least go, dude? It's a flotation. Your seat is a flotation device.
Well, I will have been serving on my post as wingman because I'm going to be in that wide
But wait a
aisle
minute,
seat.
but wait a minute, here's
that requires me, however, to utilize the emergency door.
I like
Yeah.
that they have to ask you, and as an adult, you have to give a verbal confirmation that you will assist in a situation. But like, dude, it doesn't stop you from getting Bud Lights or some shit. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
stop you from doing anything.
and it doesn't. What are they going to do? Are they going to bring charges if you panic and don't help?
No.
Mr. Fady swore under oath that he would in fact assist, and he did not. He pushed an old lady out of the way.
It's like, I don't
he was
work
the
for
first
this
one out the
company.
door.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know how binding
Regulation,
that
right?
is, but
Dude, but think about it. If they didn't do this, if this wasn't hammered into you, you wouldn't remember. Like, there is a chance in an emergency you would remember all these things, you know?
you would have to. Yeah,
You would,
it
right?
would be ingrained.
You would
yeah.
absolutely know to put the fucking mask on before you assist others.
You know, though, if there's a water landing, you're shark food, dude. Like, you don't need to worry
Lake
about
Minnetonka?
Yes,
No.
you are.
Sharks?
I don't care. From 10 feet above water, you are dead. That plane is going to come apart. and
no,
you are
you ever
dead.
heard of a little Cali called Sullivan
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
You ever heard of my man Sully?
Yeah,
Huh?
Sullenberger. They made a movie out of him because he's a miracle. He's the one pilot on Earth that could have
Well,
pulled that
these
off.
things happen.
I just thought about it now. I'm gonna now try to get seats, not the helping seat, but to buy them, and I'm just gonna look back if they have any drinks and go like, really? Wow.
Really?
Start
Today,
shaming 'em?
man? Today?
You're gonna
Start shaming 'em?
Really taking that that responsibility seriously.
Of all time, sir?
Just, sir, third Bud Light? Really? Really?
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
If this thing goes down, don't think I'm gonna forget this real easy. Did you see the video today? The video today
Which one? Oh, the
on
guy
the plane.
hitting the seat.
Yeah. some
Lady
chick
reclines, and the guy just peppers her seat.
double fisted
Over and over and over.
What are we supposed to do? You've made it so cramped. I want to put my seat back a little bit. I just do, but I know
that's the funny thing too. Like you're right.
It
They
sucks.
They technically go back, but like everyone just
Yeah.
knows you're not supposed to or something. Like I guess.
Well, you can sympathize with both people, right?
Yeah.
Because the lady, I get it. Like you said, you know, God, you need a little bit
need
of
a
room.
little bit.
But for that guy, I also get it. Like
He's-
equally.
In his defense, he did have a meal in front of him on that tray.
Meal?
He was having a meal, and so all of a sudden his meal's probably like in
Yeah,
his.
sure.
He's like,
No, it sucks, but that's part of what happens on a plane.
Yeah.
You can't just
What is
shake
the
the
deal?
ladies.
You know what? I gotta fucking. What is
People in-
You shouldn't
No,
recline.
but how do the fucking
it used to be
the
you didn't
elbow
bother
room,
people.
like how do the fucking
You got this.
what you put the
No, you
your
got it.
arms on the recline
If you were to rest your arms on it, what would it be?
what are they called?
Well, I'm resting my
I'm
arms
resting
on them
my
right
arms
now.
right now on them. What are they called?
the armrest.
There you go.
Yeah,
Look
look at
him.
Jesus go.
But like,
big
dyslexia
boy.
helped him there.
How
Yeah.
do they? How does the middle? What is the middle person?
Middle gets two.
Is that how it works?
He gets first choice.
okay.
Guy on the outside gets his one.
You just get one. The middle just gets two, and the other
gosh.
people.
I think that's how it's supposed to work because the guy in the middle's so
Window
fucked.
does window guy even? Oh man,
He gets the-
window
yeah.
sucks. Windows
all
sucks.
I like
suck
the
nowadays.
window's the only one I can do. if
Oh,
I wanna
aisle.
sleep.
Give me aisle all day long.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Get my leg out there. Both legs.
Yeah, dude, I used to be all window all the time. Now, no question, you want aisle because you're right. You can stretch that leg out.
Absolutely.
Oh, not even questionable. And if you want to get up, go to the bathroom. It's not unbuckle. Excuse me.
Exactly.
Me. People are
No,
unplugging
it's a
headphones.
no-brainer.
People are putting
here, I'll tell
trays
you.
up so
Yeah.
you can
I'll
get
tell
out.
you.
Forget
Here's
it.
what I do. I do the aisle on the way out because I'm usually drinking and having fun and I want to go to the bathroom. On the way back, I can't sleep on a fucking plane. So I do window because I can lean a little bit and it's the only way I'll
It's
get
not
sleep.
terrible. At least you've thought it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So here's my man, losing his shit.
Sometimes these fucking-
She's just filming him. He's so angry. People are so angry.
They are, aren't they?
Just eat your food, dude. Put your seat back.
Things are
just
actually
domino
really
effect.
good. This is a great time in the history of man to be living.
He's probably coming from some beautiful vacation.
Perspective, sir.
You know what I mean?
Okay, you're bald. Whatever. You know,
He's making up for it with that beard,
he is.
and he's
Changing
proper
the
bald
subject.
too. You can tell from the shadow that's not choice.
Yep.
Is he
Double
trying to
fist.
pretend that he's not doing that?
Who's filming this?
She
Her?
is.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was eating. Oh, he's watching a movie. Sir, you're watching a movie on a plane.
Look at how much she's bouncing.
Is he in the last row? Like, dude.
This doesn't look like regular coach, does it? Perhaps.
No. If this is happening in first class, fuck both of them.
I know. I know.
I think it is, dude.
Yeah.
He's in the last row of first class.
Looks
Look
like
how
it.
colored that beard is, and look at his, hair.
Yeah.
No, he's
Really
missing
needs
his
that
hair.
colored beard.
Dude, these clowns, white people, in first class having a squabble,
Yeah.
trying to watch my movie. He's probably going to some desert location or some, island location. Anyway, going back to the video I wanted to show you out of Ohio. 8 students transported to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. They're fine. The kid in the Mustang, Joseph Thornton, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. He was, in fact, driving on a suspended license. I don't know what that, could be unpaid parking tickets. So I don't
Could
wanna-
be. We don't know.
We don't know. But
Yeah,
96
that's probably what it
Mustang.
is for.
yeah, he's 42. It's not quite a classic. But it just really showcases when you lose control,
Gravity is a thing.
owns you. Go ahead, Isis.
So this is from inside the bus.
We're just starting, folks. Hang on tight. There we go.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Crazy. That would be so crazy.
it'd be like being in space,
Yeah, it looks like they are in space.
right?
Look at that old lady.
What do you think of the kid on the bottom there, hanging onto the seat, keeping himself down?
Oh my gosh. And she's strapped in.
Her purse. I don't know why that's funny.
Look at okay, back it up. When it first happens,
God.
I know. Back it up. Look at the fatter kid. And I hate to do that in the middle. Back it up. When
you're
they're
just
still sitting
describing.
down. Look at it. He thinks he's got this.
Yeah.
And you so don't, sir. It's like nope.
Oh.
Boom.
Oh. Dude.
Well, you know what? It shows you, like, honestly, like, we all, like, sometimes if you don't put a seatbelt on or if you don't do things like that, like, we really do have this arrogance to think that if something happens,
hold
we're
on
going to
or
be
something.
right.
Yeah.
And
Hang on to the old shit bar on the Jeep.
Right.
No,
it's
you
like,
won't.
No,
No, it's
you
hilarious
won't.
though to think that this old lady driver is hanging upside down right now.
Well, she's seatbelted in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
she's
right.
totally upside down.
Just like hanging upside down.
Look at her little hair.
Dude.
Her hair is kind of standing up a little bit. You know what with being upside down. Boy,
Man.
you know what? Back it up too. Look how much good the seatbelt did for the driver. Pay attention to the driver.
It-
The seatbelt did tremendous work for that
it's
driver.
critical.
Look at the seatbelt. No, hold on,
Yep.
hold on. I gotcha.
I gotcha.
I gotcha. No, I gotcha.
He
Yeah,
did.
seatbelt did its job very well.
Yeah. I mean,
That kid just wedged over there. I can't believe nobody was hurt more than that. Just minor. Is this a short bus? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's kind of a fisheye lens.
that would be cheating a little bit if all of them were in helmets already.
That's a full.
Pretty long bus.
Yeah, it's a long bus. It's not a short bus.
I mean, it is gravity can be violent. Wow.
You just, like I said, you just think you're going to be able to hold on to that. Oh, I'd be able to hold on to this chair. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
think that almost, like, arrogantly?
When it starts to go sideways a little bit, it's like, oh, that was a bit much. And then when it goes over, bye bye. Wow. So anyway, yeah, hopefully everyone's okay. The students are fine, but I think that's a good commercial for seatbelts. I really do. Who would you rather be in that bus right then? The bus driver
Or the fat kid.
or the fat kid?
Old
I'm
lady
going bus driver.
Old lady.
Yeah. Speaking of bus drivers, this is from like a week ago. I never got to it, but I figured it'd tie in nicely with this. Oklahoma bus driver reportedly sent a little bit of a note to a 7th grader student. Cheyenne Middle School student had the letter in his backpack, his mother said. Images of the letter were shown online. I'm writing this note to you because, as you know, when school's out, there's really no time to talk. Just a quick hug.
Oh my God.
For some time, I've been wanting to talk to you about spending some time together, maybe with some other friends of yours. What do you think?
Wow.
I really-
He put that in writing.
I really want to be friends with you, and every
He
once in
put
a while,
that thought in writing, E.
I know. I get it.
I really want to be friends with you, and every once in a while, hang out together and play, talk, etc. Yeah, I'm a grown up, but I like friendship with kids like you. Tell me what you think. No pressure, though.
Shit.
If you found that in Sweet Pie's
Oh
backpack,
my God.
you met the mom's like, the boy's mother, this bus driver wants to be chummy with my kid. He wants to do things that are unthinkable with my kid.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. He doesn't want to just talk to your kid, right?
No.
You think there's more?
Wants to do it all.
So when he says spend time together, that's code word,
Yes.
code sentence. Yeah.
I mean, it's technically spending time with them, but he just didn't mention what else.
What? Tell me where the code statements are. Okay. When school's out, there's really no time to talk. Just a quick hug.
Oh, boy.
That's right there. That's a bad opening line. For some time, I've been wanting to talk to you about spending some time.
Another
together.
one.
Maybe with some other friends of yours.
Another one.
What do you think? I really want to be friends with you.
Another one.
That's right. That's code for something. I really want to be friends with you. What do you like? If he was being totally honest, I really want to put a finger in your buttocks. Like, would that be fair?
I get my decoder ring out and interpret that. It absolutely means that finger in the buttocks.
Yeah. fuck,
You
I
and your
knew it.
friends.
I knew it. And every once in a while, see, I think he means all the time. If I could, every once in a while, hang out together to play.
Yeah.
Like, play finger in the butt. Talk with my finger in your butt.
Boy.
Yes, I'm a grown up, but I like friendship with kids like you.
Code.
Tell me what you think. No pressure. See, all he needed was the check which box. Yes, no, maybe. You know what I mean? God. After reporting the note, school officials, the man was taken off the bus route.
Whew.
Quick thinking
And
adults there.
put behind bars.
Yeah.
I just want to.
I'm thinking that guy we need to keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah.
You know? Really do.
I want to know the thought
Put
process
it in
right before he
words.
handed that over.
He had, dude, he was
he
probably
not?
sitting on that for half the semester.
Raging. Yeah.
Just rock.
Yes.
Fucking rock hard. Sitting there just going,
Today's
I'm
the
gonna
day.
do it.
He's looking in the
gonna
mirror.
do it.
Today's the day. Today's
What's the
day.
worst that could happen? I didn't
Probably
say
rewrote that letter 8 times, 8 million times.
Go through it again. Come on, Bill.
Just right.
Think. I didn't say anything about putting a finger or any digits in his butt. Not once. All I want to do is play. There's nothing wrong with playing and hugging.
God.
That's all I want to do. And then the day he finally decides to go through with it, Connor, here, you want to read that one?
He passed him a note.
He worked himself up with such a raging boner
For sure.
to himself that he was oblivious to the possibility that Connor was going to go,
No. Mom, check
weirdo.
this out.
Look at this. Ugh. Is that weird? That's weird, right? Yeah, he's like 63. Yeah. You know him, gray-haired guy, stinks, the one that smells. I love these stories, too. We had the Oscars. Please tell me you didn't watch the Oscars.
I saw the highlights. I
Yeah.
didn't watch them live.
That's all you need to see. But there was a sound editor. He won sound editing Oscar award for Ford v Ferrari.
Did a lot of...
I think he just did those noises with
Yeah.
his mouth. It's amazing. Ended up winning. So he sparked a little bit of controversy. Donald Sylvester. Doesn't help that he's old and white, obviously.
What did he say?
Well, he went up there to give a speech, thanked his colleagues, which is what you're supposed to do. Thank your colleagues, thank your agent, get your little trophy, and fuck off. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yes.
We learned that's the playbook.
That is.
Thank your God, thank your agent, take your little trophy, and fuck off. So he thanked his colleagues and then mentioned his family. The real support comes from home. So I want to thank my wonderful wife of 34 years who gave up her editing career for me to pursue my career.
Wow,
The
what a
audience went,
mistake.
stopped clapping.
Oh.
Donald then added, but she raised our kids and she did a great job because neither one of them are politicians. Just got a little smattering.
Sure. He thought that was going to kill, you know?
Yeah.
It would have if he hadn't mentioned that. Oh, his wife
Unfortunately, and I don't
stayed
know.
home with the kids.
I don't know if Donald is familiar with Twitter, but
It was swift.
Swift.
Yeah.
He's not working today, is he? I hope not. Like, I hope
Well,
he's
he
fired.
should be out of a job.
He's done his last.
I guess at least he went out on top with an Oscar, but
Bravo woman heroes sacrificing careers so white men can do what they want and not raise kids.
maybe there was a discussion in the family
Yeah.
about who's
Donald's
better.
Maybe they saw
or-
value in having a mom home to raise their kids and
well-
a nanny.
Look, they've only been married 34 years. So let's see
What do
how
they
this
know?
works. What do
Yeah.
they know about
These kids?
Yeah. I mean, the amount of divorces in that room alone is probably what? In a theater that holds 4,000 people, there are probably 60,000 divorces in that
Sure,
room.
sure.
This poor bastard's been married to the sweetest woman on earth for 34
What
straight
does he
years.
know?
What do you know about marriage, sir? Way to ruin her career. Donald Sylvester winning an Oscar and thanking his wife for giving up her career so he could have a successful career makes my heart hurt for all the women who do that for men that casually squander the opportunity or never succeed at all.
Casually squander it. He's winning awards. Like, it's not like.
No, her heart hurts for all the women who would have been brilliant in their careers, who took a knee
Gotcha.
to raise kids, losers, and then the husband squandered that opportunity or became a loser and did nothing at all with that opportunity that this angel presented to him. Her heart hurts. If Donald Sylvester's wife hadn't given up her editing career for him, would she be on the Oscar stage tonight? I don't know. Can she go?
Has anyone asked her?
No, I don't think that's what editing is. But it sounds better than going snip, snip, snip. Yeah, that car noise is running way too long. They're talking. They're in the field talking. Why is
Turn down the
someone?
car noise.
Thank God he came in and went shh, shh. Let's take that 3 seconds out. That was obnoxious and shitty. Sidney Gallup wrote that Sylvester's speech celebrates the old story, and in the future we want lots of women on stage thanking their husbands for doing the same thing.
But at the same time, we want all of societal problems to go away, right? So having a mom home to raise kids lends no value,
Losers.
right? No value.
Losers. I think we
says that
all
moms
know.
are supposed to be moms, Jay.
I think
that?
And who says moms are supposed to? That's not their job.
Yeah.
you know,
You've never seen any of that in nature.
The children of Hollywood superstars that we've seen, there are countless cases of the problems that these kids end up having through life when it turns out they were raised by nannies
Yeah.
and they fucking get along with their
Right.
their fucking $2 an hour Mexican nanny more than they do their fucking parents.
Right.
And what do you know? The kid's fucked up. So, but, what do we know? So Penny's her name, the wife. She addressed this. Someone came up brought up to her, afterwards by a reporter, like, "Phew, quite a shitstorm old Don started there on Twitter, and she's like, for anybody to criticize makes me extremely angry because they know nothing about my life or my family and the choices we've had to make. So for all you, I am woman, hear me roar, fuck you, old white man, making the woman stay home and just have kids and clean and cook for you so you can have a career, you piece of shit." She decided to quit working full-time because one of her children had special needs and required extra care. "I was paying someone to take care of my special needs child, and I realized they couldn't do it as well as I could. Nobody knows a child as well as the parents do." She didn't quit work altogether anyways. To say that I don't work is absolutely ludicrous, but what I did do is leave the entertainment industry. She became active in the local school district's special education programs. She has zero regrets over stepping away from film editing, a decision she made on her own, and said she is blessed to have a very rich, fulfilled life.
Take that, Twitter trolls.
I love what I do. I love working with the schools, and I love helping children and helping our community, which I think is so much more productive than just cutting a film. I live in the real world, and I help real people. Several of the Twitter critics expressed hope that, God, I hope someone in Hollywood offers her a film editing job.
And she's literally saying she doesn't even want to do it.
She laughed. She said, everyone has choices in life. We all find fulfillment in different ways. I'm not lacking for editing jobs, believe me. My husband has been amazing. He's been an incredible father and so supportive of everything we've done. For some people, working is the correct choice. Other people, life takes a turn, and sometimes you have to go with that turn. She previously credited with helping him as he was like, I think I'm going to quit Hollywood, blah, blah. And she's like,
She was like, go, one more
can
time.
you still do that? Hold on. Let me. Can you play rock, paper, scissors? Just do scissors. Just
Over and over,
scissors.
over and over.
Scissors. Can you do it? You're great. And she's like, I think you'd be really good at film editing. He's like, really? But listen to that. It's like, yeah, I think cutting, you can cut. Just do that. And so she suggested he go into sound editing. The suggestion was a good one, as he won an Oscar the other night. So
People are ridiculous.
Thanking his wife.
It's just you see this little opening, right? And you got a hit, right?
Dude.
On Twitter, it's just like, you messed up. Look, I spotted it. I
saw it. Who saw it first? I
Yes.
saw it. Hashtag old white
Give
man.
me a heart.
Fuck
Give me a
you.
heart. Oh, that feels good. Give those hearts. Oh.
Comments. Oh, you don't agree with me? Fuck you, you piece of shit. I will dox you. They show video because, a lot of times when it's like, hey, I want to thank Leo DiCaprio, couldn't have done it without him. And there's Leo sitting in the front row, thank you. They'll pan there. And so when he's giving his speech, they show his wife of 34 years, Penny, in the crowd. And she's beaming. And the people are just, she goes, and I want to thank my beautiful wife for giving up her career so I could have my career. And the woman behind goes, She literally, in a
she know
green
that?
dress with a face pulled all the way back like a lizard woman, gasps in horror and stops clapping.
Awesome.
You're like, oh, these people that in an instant, in a microsecond, can judge someone's entire existence. All he should have had to say was, my wife of 34 years. Well, something's working for him. Something's working. They're here at the Oscars. 34 years of wedded bliss, and he's thanking his beautiful, perfect wife, blah, 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 and she's beaming. She's not sitting in the front row like, I could have fucking cut that film. Whatever. She's not shit-faced sitting there like an old hag with 20 years of Botox injections and collagen injections. She looks like a normal woman sitting there proud of her husband. And for these viewers to immediately leap on Twitter and just shame the shit out of her.
It's vicious.
Look at her.
Yeah.
Look at that sack of shit behind her. What?
She has purple hair.
I don't know.
Ford versus Ferrari.
You think he's shifting gears in his head right now?
This is the first Oscar and nomination.
Great movie, by the way. People should see it.
First nomination, first award. What a thrilling moment.
He's about to fuck his career.
Oh, man.
By thanking his wife.
Is a marriage of sound and picture. So while I really want to thank my fantastic sound team, I also want to include the picture team and the mixers. In fact, Ford versus Ferrari is probably the last film ever made by 20th Century Fox. So I want to thank
Seems like a humble
Aaron
enough guy.
Downing and Ted Galliano and Emma Watts. But the real support comes from home, so I want to thank my wonderful wife of
Oh, here it
34
comes.
years,
Oh, boy.
who gave up her editing career for me to pursue my career.
Oh, what?
But she raised our kids, and she did a great job because neither one of them are
Listen to that crowd.
politicians.
Wait a minute, I want to hear that again because the crowd really does notice.
For
William.
me
They
to
gasped.
pursue my career. But she raised our kids, and she did a great job because neither one of them
What?
are politicians.
Look at him. He must be so confused.
Yeah.
He's going, what?
But the real reason I'm
I
saying
just-
Why are they booing my, why are they, like,
I just thanked my wife.
I just mentioned my wife.
who looks like a real, like you said, looks like a real person. Doesn't look like a Hollywood person. Doesn't look.
Look at
fake.
that cunt behind her in that green dress. Lady, you're old. What are you doing with a bright lipstick? The thing's cut down to your navel, down to your belly button. And your,
Betrayed by the neck.
look at the arms, too. You can tell she's in the gym
Yep.
every minute of every day, just trying
Yeah.
desperately to look young. You know.
I want to see your face again.
Those old ladies, skinny, strong arms.
Oh,
though,
the
you know
skinny,
what I mean?
strong arm. Yeah. See it all the time.
Veiny hands.
And look at the neck betrayal to the
Yep,
woman to the right
absolutely.
of her.
Fucking funny, man.
Oh God, I hate people. I fucking hate people. It's just the judgment. It's the instant judgment, you know. And it's like you just know you're in a room full of the judgiest Judgersons on planet Earth, and here they are. They can't even finish clapping. Hilarious. I love it.
You gotta give them credit. I give them credit in that instance, I guess, for like being that in sync. Like to all hear that, and they've realized now. Like even they've
they
learned
know.
now. Like if someone clapped, they would be like, "Who was that?"
They are all very in tune to
Yeah.
the triggers, right?
Yeah, they know
You
the
have
triggers.
to be. You have to be, man. You could
Well,
be ruined.
if that was Denzel Washington, the reaction would not have been that. She would have been a hero goddess, the black goddess sacrificing for her family. It's the fact that he's a silver-haired white male who has run this industry and has walked all over everybody else, including women, for far too long. How dare you?
Funny.
Let's see, couple minutes left, I guess. You see the hockey player go down yesterday?
Eddie Belfour's drunk video?
No, no.
No,
That
the
too.
skate, yeah.
God, man, what is going on? That's the Jay Bouwmeester. I'm not terribly familiar with him, but long career. Iron Man in the NHL. Stanley Cup winner, gold medal winner with Team Canada. Went down on the bench, suffered a cardiac.
Oh, that one, yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking the skate to the face.
Well, I didn't see that one.
Oh, just a skate to the face.
Well, that's usually pretty bad.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
the heart attack. It's awful.
did they know
Sort
he
of
had was it a heart attack?
Yuri Fisher situation,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I actually read the Yuri Fisher story today, just like refreshing my memory about it. Holy shit. This has happened numerous times. You know, thank God it happens for these guys where it has.
Yeah.
You know what I
The
mean?
experts right on the scene.
Yeah, hockey has, and most of these major sports have rules in place where there has to be at least 2 physicians within 50 feet of the bench. There has to be special rooms, emergency rooms in the stadium now. They have to, be able to get access to whatever. They have to have a defib on the spot, all kinds of things. So there's been, we've seen this before. It took 30 seconds for the medical staff and EMTs to get to J-Bo last night. And that's likely what saved his life. No one said it outright, but they didn't have to. They said that the EMTs needed to use an AED, auto external defib, and perform CPR. That right there says it all. His heart more than likely stopped on the Blues bench last night. We've seen situations like this before. Craig Cunningham back in 2016 collapsed on the ice during pregame skate. He was hospitalized for over a month, had part of his leg amputated. March 10th, 2014, Rich Peverly suffered a heart attack on the bench playing for the Stars. His heart stopped for 2 minutes. So we've got also this kid in Russia, Continental Hockey League game in Russia. Avangard Omsk forward Alexei Shrepnov lost consciousness on the bench. Sadly, the KHL didn't have the same rules in place in regards to having medical staff on hand at games. They were unable to resuscitate him, was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. And then obviously the one we all know, Yuri Fisher. And that was a game.
Promising young player.
Yeah.
He's a huge scout in the organization presently, isn't he?
I believe so. That was 15 years ago.
If not a scout, I mean, like part of management, maybe even. I mean,
He's
he's
front
a,
office, yeah.
he's a high level dude now.
Yep. And he wanted to stay with the team, and you know, the things they were saying, hey, whatever he wants to do, will be there, because he wanted to resume his career if at all possible. And it was, you know, obviously he never played again. He was unconscious for 6 minutes on the ice. 6 minutes. So that was against the Nashville Predators. As doctors and emergency attendants worked over his convulsing body, teammates, opponents, sold out Joe Louis Arena, sitting in stunned silence. His heart had stopped. In that moment, his life that he had known ceased to exist. I died and was brought back. Had Fisher collapsed in almost any other NHL arena, it's almost certain he would have died. Or had it happened at the practice rink, at home alone, on a plane, even if he'd gone down at the opposite end of the rink. Fisher's good fortune was going into cardiac arrest on the Detroit bench, 3 rows away from team doctor Tony Colucci. Colucci, an emergency room physician, saw a crowd gathering at the end of the bench. When I saw it was Yuri doing what he was doing, I thought, oh my God. Colucci's the one that informed Yuri Fisher. He talked to him about the harmful possibilities when a slight heart abnormality was first discovered in September 2002. So when Colucci saw his friend Yuri convulsing and unconscious, he knew immediately it was his heart. There was no pulse, no heartbeat. The emergency techs and team trainers helping out, they cut off his jersey and pads, and then did the AED, the automated external defib, to shock his heart back to life. By the time he was put in the ambulance, he was confused but conscious and sitting up. Twice in the following weeks, he had similar incidents.
Oh my God.
Did you know that? I didn't realize that. He suffered similar episodes of cardiac arrest, both at home, once while he was sitting on the couch and another while standing in the kitchen. During each, Fisher's heartbeat escalated to some 300 beats per minute.
Oh, shit.
But he did not black out as he did at Joe Louis. In fact, he manually overrode the life vest, allowing his heart to regain its own rhythm naturally. I didn't want to get shocked. It was simple as that. The life vest, it's a vest-like apparatus, constantly monitors Fisher's heart rate, part of his daily wardrobe. If he has an episode similar to the one on the ice in 2005 or the 2 others that followed, the device serves as the arrhythmia and sends an electric shock to his body that will hopefully restore the heart's rhythm. The device has a 2-way radio thing that warns the patient and anyone bystander around there, this dude's about to be shocked. So they say studies of athletes who suffer from cardiac arrest show that few survive, in large part because the proper equipment and personnel aren't close enough. Colucci has treated 4 patients in seemingly perfect health who have suffered similar attacks. 2 14-year-olds, a 17-year-old, and Fisher. Fisher's the only one that survived. Wow. Isn't that crazy? So, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a huge push to get those AEDs into high schools and gyms and so forth, because those are definitely lifesavers.
Huge. Yeah, they're not terribly expensive either.
Oh, I thought they were. But...
Well, in the overall scheme, I mean, it's kind of like a break glass in case of emergency fire extinguisher kind of thing. It's just a little box, you know, but I'll probably have one at the house before long. I'm not kidding. Anyway, yeah, let's call it there. Going on a little bit of a sad note, but hopefully J-Bo will be okay. You know, it was cool to see the entire NHL. They canceled that game last night, and the Wings did too that night. It was the first game ever canceled because of an injury, on-ice injury. In the history of the NHL was the Yuri Fisher one. Can you believe that? So they canceled it last night, and you know every team in the NHL was tweeting about what a great dude. So anyway, we'll call it a day there. Good to see you, Jay.
You too.
We'll be back tomorrow, and
yes, sir.
Yeah, hopefully you'll join us then. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.